Yo, what is up, everybody? Jumpin here, and today I'm going to be bringing you another Elder Scrolls Skyrim Dragonborn DLC. This is going to be about a little bit of a hidden quest called the Treasure of Kagrumez. The first piece of this quest is that you're going to need to collect some gems, and the first gem you can find right next to the Mushroom Town, kind of south of the Sunstone. And this merchant guy is actually going to be the one selling it. If you go to his menu, you can find it. It's the Kagrumez gem, and we need to collect 4 of these in total, but there are 5 of them, so let's go ahead and move on. Now I have to apologize right away if I'm not saying any of these words right. You gotta feel my pain. These are kind of challenging. Alright, so this is going to be another Dwemer Ruins. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce that, but it's just a little bit north of the Sunstone / the Mushroom Town. As some of you guys may know, I can't pronounce shit right anyway, and when you're talking about things like that, I'm not going to attempt it. So just to let you know. Alright, now this particular place, this was actually a part of the Dragonborn main quest, so you might have been here before. If not, then you might be coming here if you have the DLC. And doesn't really matter when you come here, or when you if you do it during the quest or if you do it after, you just come back. It's totally fine. But you do need to lower this water right here, and pretty much come on down over here, and this will lead you to, actually this door will be locked, but just open it with the control thing, to the aqueducts. And once you're in here, now we can actually dive into the water. And one thing you gotta remember right here actually is I have yet to find all these, so this was like my first attempt actually looking for it. I just knew that it was in this particular room, but I will give you kind of a crazy hint. Like, I guess what you're supposed to do is have the water raise up to the point where you can actually just go to this next little part, but you actually don't have to do that. See, like, that's where you need to go, is up there. So when I lowered the water, I was like, oh, that was dumb. Should not have done that. But then I realized that actually you don't even need to have the water raised up or not. You can actually just get up there either way, and you'll see me do it right now. You just actually jump. Just go ahead and just do a little bit of a jump and jump on right up. So it really doesn't matter. But that is something you can do. Alright, in this room, this will be another one of the gems, the second gem, that I will go ahead and show you. Let's go ahead and kill this guy real quick. And now that he's dead, we can go ahead and investigate. Alright, so on the table, it looks like a diamond, and I honestly would think that if I came here and found that, I would maybe not even picked it up, because I would have thought it was a diamond. So, but it's not a diamond. Alright, and also, this is really strange. I've never seen this before, but this is a mace that also has the chaos damage enchantment on it. And I thought that was a unique enchantment that you could only find on that one weapon from the storyline of the Dragonborn, so I don't know. Alright, so now moving on to the next one. This is probably one of the more complicated ones to get, and you could actually skip it because you only need 4 of the gems. But if you want to get this one, it's actually just east of the Waterstone. It's in another Dwemer Ruins. And I'm actually going to start this in the boiler room. And the reason why is because it's actually pretty easy to get to this area, but when you get here, there's a little bit of a puzzle, and just in case anybody was having trouble with the puzzle, I can show you how to do the puzzle. Alright, but anyway, like I was saying, you only actually need 4 of these gems. So because of that, you could choose to skip any of them that you want. Now this is probably the most complicated gem to get. The last area is by far probably the most complicated area, but this is probably the most complicated gem to get. So this is one that you could skip, but there's actually another really cool item in this particular ruin. So it's up to you if you want to get it or not. I decided to get them all just because why not. Alright, so the first thing you're going to notice right here is there's going to be a dead explorer, and he's going to have a journal. If you read the journal, it kind of gives you a hint to the puzzle. I never even read the journal, but I just figured out the puzzle. And it's actually not that bad. It's just you have to shoot these particular things with your bow and arrow. And the pattern actually is far left, middle right. So you can pretty much see me do it and it will work. So remember, far left, middle right. Alright, and then as you do that, now you'll notice these things are kind of like expanding, which is pretty cool looking. And now we can go ahead and progress through the locked door. And once we get past this area, we're going to actually get to the very top part of this Dwemer Ruins, and that will lead us to actually where we need to go. And also there's a switch in here if you want to open up the one pathway. I don't even know why they add those. I always open them, but a lot of times it's really not even necessary because you probably won't be coming back here. Alright, so you can pull that lever, extend this, and now you can go ahead and run on these gears. Once you get done running on the gears, now you can progress to this back part, which is where we need to be. Go ahead and kill this enemy real quick, and now we can go ahead and hit this other switch. Now, this part can be a little tricky because you're supposed to, I guess the way they designed it was you hit the switch, and you can watch what I'm going to do. You wait for this to come by, and you get on it, and then it will put you to where you need to go. But if you're not fast enough, you can actually miss your opportunity. If you do, I think they set it up so you can hit the switch again and do it again, but you actually don't need to do that. You can actually just whirlwind sprint across if you have that shout. That's what I did the first time, and it worked pretty well for me, so it's really whatever way you want to do it. Now right here, there's going to be a Dwemer Centaurian Steam Master guy. Go ahead and kill him, and you want to take his core. Now that is actually important because you're going to need that core. Also, there's going to be some other Dwemer ballistic new enemies up here, and you're going to want to kill them as well because I believe they have some type of gyro core or something that you need. Here he is right here. I think there's two of them in this room. They come out the walls, and I think they put him here, and this little bastard's going to run from me. I mean, he's so slow moving, I don't know how I wasn't hitting him, little bastard. And then, of course, he's going to fall off like a jackass, and I have to go down here and grab his shit now. Alright, so now that I got his little gyro, now I can go ahead and get back up top and solve this next little puzzle. So there's another puzzle here. It's actually not too bad. The only part that you need to realize is that you need these extra cores. Alright, so you want to put one on the right and one on the left, but apparently you need to put the Centaurian core on the left, which is random, but whatever. So you put that on the left, you put this on the right, and you are good to go. So now we can go ahead and go up the stairs, and once we get up the stairs, we can collect the treasure of this particular place, which is actually going to be some gold. One of the gems, not the final gem, but one of the final gems. And also there's some other stuff, but this is the important part. There's actually a Dwemer helmet here that is unique, and I will go ahead and show you it as well, so don't worry about that. I have it on right now. So here's our final area we need to go to collect the ultimate treasure of what we've been doing this entire time. And it's actually just going to be south of the temple and south of the beast stone. And it has the same name as the gems, so pretty obvious. I will also go ahead and show you the helmet because I didn't get to do that earlier. Alright, the helmet, what it does, it increases your stamina by 60, and it allows the wearer of the helmet to do a new magical attack, which is just like the steam attack that the giant Dwemer Centaurians do. Now, it says it does 15 damage per second, so it's 15 TPS, but I do have to admit, from playing with it a little bit after the fact, I realized that it is extremely weak on any type of master difficulty, and it only really works well against like weaker enemies. I mean, really weak enemies like skeletons and schemers and stuff. So, is it actually worth using? Probably not, but it is still kind of a cool idea that they put in there just to include it for something different. So, I don't know. That's just how I felt about it. Alright, so right here I'm going to go ahead and kill these rest of these little marauders and bandits. But once you get done with that, you'll notice that there's a Reaver Lord / Marauder here, and he's going to actually have the final 2 gems. So that's the reason why I only need to collect 2 prior to him, because you only need 4 and he has 2 of them. So you can look at these doors, and each door is going to have the pattern on it, so it's not really too complicated. As long as you look at the door, you memorize the pattern, and you come over here, you can pretty much figure out what you need to do. So there we go. I got the first pattern right. Now I'm going to trigger the first wave of enemies. So now every time we do one of these, we're going to have to fight a group of enemies. Now the first fight is, to me, actually probably the most annoying. None of the fights are challenging for real, but the first one's a little bit annoying because most of the enemies come from the top, so it takes probably the longest out of all of them because they're going to be dropping from the top, you're going to have to be killing them and all that kind of garbage. And as you can see right there, I used the steam attack. It didn't do any damage to that guy at all. And the Dwemer Spiders are probably the weakest Dwemers that you fight, so I don't know. It's a little disappointing, but whatever. Alright, so we can go ahead and I didn't even do any damage to that guy. we can go ahead and kill this guy now. And he might be the last enemy. Hopefully he is. Let's check it out. I believe he... Nope, there's one more. See, that's what I'm saying. This is probably the longest one because you got to run from from both sides and kill the enemies as they drop. And then once you get done, it will open up the area, and now we can go ahead and finish this up. Alright, so now we need to head to the second door to learn the pattern. And once we get there, we can learn that pattern and come back and just do the same thing. You're going to have to do it 3 times now. Now, this is an ultimate fail right here. I went ahead and headed back to the entrance, which was a total fail on my part. And I felt like an idiot, but whatever. It can happen to anybody. But if you want to not be an idiot like me, I'll tell you what to look for, because it is a little confusing, to be quite honest. There's only 2 ways out of this room, and this is the right way, and it's actually, it's an incline up, so if you remember that, you won't mess up. Alright, so right here is actually something new and cool as well. These are actually Dwemer Spiders that you can, well, you can have them as pets, so they can follow you around and help you in combat. Now, and that's the second door if you want to get the pattern. Now, the thing about the new pets, which are the Dwemer pets, I don't really like them because there's 2 reasons. The first reason is that, well, if you fight against swimmers, it's kind of impossible to really tell at times, so I accidentally will kill, like, my spider here because I'm fighting in combat, and there's spiders running around, and the little spider comes up to me, and I'm going to whack the shit out of him and kill him. So, that can happen, and the other thing is that they're actually not, like, fantastic. They're not, like, really, really good or the best pets or anything like that. I mean, it's really a matter of opinion, I guess, or if you want one following you around to be cool, that's always fine as well. But to me, I don't really care. And the other thing as well that I realized is that if you do have one with you and they die, and you want to get another one, you actually have to come all the way back here. So it's kind of a little annoying to actually like always have to come back to this particular area to get another pet. So that's just my opinion on the whole matter right there. I just accidentally killed it, so I mean, it just happens. I mean, I don't know, but whatever. Alright, so this should be like the last enemy. And now we can go ahead and finish that up and do the final door now. So now we need to go ahead and look at the door pattern. Once we figure that out, we can get the final fight. And once we get that, we can finally get the treasure. And I know I just said final 3 times. Whatever. Alright, so there's also another pet there if you want to get him. He's the spear though, and there's the door right there if you want the pattern. But he's actually a spear, which is a little bit better than the spider. But once again, I mean, it's really up to you if you want them or not. You can kill them easily by accident because it's kind of confusing in the heat of the moment. And also, if they do die, you have to come back here and get them. So, I mean, I don't know. It's whatever. Alright, so here's the final pattern. I'm going to put it in the door, and we're going to have the final fight. So, once we get that, now one thing about this fight, this third fight, is that to me it felt like the quickest and easiest. Mainly because there's only like 5 enemies, which is crazy to me. And none of these fights are really hard because they really don't throw anything but spiders and spears and a couple of these ballistic masters at you. And that's about it. But overall, like I said, it's not a very hard fight, and this was by far the quickest one out of all of them. So here's like the very last enemy right here. So it's like 5 or 6 enemies. Not hard at all. And now that we're done with that, we can go ahead and push our way to the final door, get through there, and finally collect the treasure. Now, the treasure is very cool, but a little disappointing at the same time, I have to admit. And I'll get into that once I pick it up. But, I mean, I don't know. This was very hidden, though, I have to admit. I did not know about this. Someone left a comment and they said something. So, thank you for doing that, because once you said that, I looked it up and I was like, you know what? I definitely want to show this off now. Would I have included this into the best stuff you get? I don't really know. Maybe. But it's maybe the bow, but probably not the pets. Alright, so right here is going to be some diamonds, and finally the Dwemer Black Bow of Faith, which is a pretty cool bow. It has a similar effect to the Chaos Damage enchantment that we all love if you have it. But unfortunately, you can't disenchant this weapon, and that's the bummer. That's the downside to it. That's the part I don't like. It looks cool, that's for sure, and it has a 50% chance of stealing health, stamina, and magic, which is awesome. It's a shame I can't disenchant this and put it on my other weapons. But overall, it is a very good bow, and I would definitely recommend to get it because it is kind of sick. So anyway, guys, I really hope you have enjoyed this. Please give me a like. I would definitely appreciate that. Also, you should subscribe to me for more content. And like always, guys, have a nice day.